Because native doctor travel go London, no mean say the gods could they speak English. Culture is a way of life of a people, not a way of life of a person. Yeah, so if we can't do it as a people, well, it's sad to say it won't work.
Why would you do Oba in the southwest? We have Igwe Festival in Edo State, the biggest festival ever. You know about that one?
I don't know what you're saying. Sometimes on the road, if I hear music, I can't help it. Either my head is moving on my leg, or I have to remind myself I'm outside.
All drums speak actually, like even on Western drum.
But your drums, they speak Yoruba, right?
That Iyailu, it can pronounce your name. Exactly. If we want to do a carnival and bring all these tribes together, the whole world will shake. The whole world will want to be a part of it. But if we do it together as a people, Abuja also has a carnival. Funny enough, many people have forgotten it. Abuja has a carnival exactly like this.
Wow. I mean this Abuja that we're in
exactly.
right now.
Soldier go, soldier come, barracks still remain.
Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Culture Cove. We've been talking about it. We've been telling you that it's coming. We've been doing all these razzmatazz, the promotions and all of that. And it's finally here. If you can't tell, let me say it out there. Let me tell and not show. I am excited. I am Amadin Ogbewe and we will be on this journey together to talk about arts, art and culture. And today we are starting off as a group. You know, when it comes to culture, it's a way of life of a people. Same thing with art and others. So it means that you're never really going to see me here alone. I have a number of very special persons here who are going to take this ride with us all the way. To my very left or closest to me, I have the Joan Eze. Joan, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Amadin. It's good to be here with you.
Thanks to be here. All right. I think I'm going to skip the person in the middle. I'm going to save that for a special review because a very special guest. So let's, Paul, I'm not saying you're not special, but anyway, to my far right, I have Paul Oladipupo. Paul, how's it going?
Everywhere good, my brother. We're chilled. And I'm actually very happy, actually. Like, I'm trying to, like, contain
your
my
excitement.
So that I don't just bust and everyone's like, what's going on? So I'm like, trying to be cool, like, be cool.
I understand that you are meant to be some king.
Yeah, he says some king, but
I'm not sure.
Like, a king is a king, regardless. Like, I'm a king, yes.
So what's that thing you do normally where you say about
So
king?
yes, you tell me KBSC.
Okay, I tell you KBSC, and then your reply is...
No, tell me KBSC.
No, let me understand what your reply is first.
No, tell me the KBSC.
I'm not, see, look at this beat. Can you see this beat right there? Can you see this?
It's not,
this is royalty.
It's not about
I'm from the city.
Anyway,
let's not talk too long. Let's introduce our special guest before we go back to this. All right, our very first segment, our very first guest on the program, a very special one right here. We have the production manager of Blackbones Theatre Kompany, Ugoji. We're starting with gold. We're starting with gold.
Like golden vibe.
We can't go wrong.
Exactly.
I mean, gold is top notch. Top notch. I like silver too, but gold
is better.
Gold.
Indeed. So gold, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm actually very excited to be your very first guest and to be here amongst you guys. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much. Before we continue, I'd like to say something that maybe a lot of people don't know.
Okay.
Blackbones Theatre Kompany, you refer to yourself as culture ambassadors, or is it cultural ambassadors?
Yes.
It's so amazing to me. Like, it's special. You know what it means? You know the weight it carries? That means everywhere you go, you're an ambassador to culture.
You're representing, basically, in their way.
Yes.
I'm so glad you're here, and
Thank you so
you get
much.
to represent that cultural royalty for us.
Thank you.
Paul can be your second in command for now. But anyway, just to give you what the program is all about, on Culture Cove, we have a couple of segments where we delve into a couple of things. We start out with what Youth Network has been up and about recent times, what we've been doing as regards culture and other such events. And then we'll move on to our second segment where we take a look more globally across events in the arts, with S. A lot of culture enthusiasts, try to delineate between arts and arts. Well, that second segment is about arts, music, movies, dance, festivals, and fashion, and all of that. And then finally, we take a spotlight in our third segment on a particular culture, cultural practice, or thereabouts, people, what they do, how they do it, how they relate with certain things. And then finally, we take some wise sayings to round off the episode. So now, going straight into our first segment. Well, that's why Gold is here today. Recently, Hugh Network went out for World Drummers Day. And at Jabi Lake Mall, there was a flash mob by the Blackbones Theatre Kompany where they got to get people involved with the theme, dancing, movement, and the beating of the drums was the key thing that day. Let's take a look at that report. And when we return, we'll get more thoughts and insights on that. Don't go anywhere. In celebration of World Drummers Day, which holds annually on the 4th of April, the Blackbones Theatre Kompany brought unexpected joy and vibrant energy to Jabi Lake Mall in Abuja through a captivating flash mob performance that blended rhythm, culture, and a message of peace. The event, held in collaboration with the mall, drew curious onlookers, mall goers, and art lovers. Kayode Ayebusi, co-founder of the company, spoke on the theme of the celebration, which is Drum for More Kindness, Tolerance, and Togetherness.
What we've decided to do as a responsive theatre company is to bring out that love, that peace to the rest of the world. And we thought the best way to do that is to come to a place where people from all walks of life come to and show them through drumming that we all can be one. We all can relate. We all can try to play the drum, try to dance, try to sing. Those who couldn't stood by to enjoy what was happening, and that's the message we are trying to preach in.
Also speaking to Hugh Network, production manager Ugoji Gold described the deeper response to the rhythm of drumming and how it connects to people.
Once you hear the sound of a drum, whether you like music or not, you must react. You must just, like now this beat that's happening at the background, you will just want to stop and listen. So it always has a way of captivating and attracting people to it. So the drum is very powerful. I think it can unite people. Like I'm sure we have people from every tribe here with us. So it's not like it's a Yoruba thing or an Igbo thing or now. It's for the whole Nigerians, for the whole world. Celebrate the beauty of drums. It brings people together, makes you forget your worries, your troubles. See, we are all dancing, we are happy. Nobody's thinking about Nigerian problem right now. So that's the beauty of it.
The atmosphere was afire with moving performances and displays. Onlookers could be seen getting into the groove of the flash mob. On his part, artistic director Unwe Jinaka Victor said that the day was meant for drummers to use their skills to promote peace.
So we are using the gift, the talent, all the things that God has given to us as drummers to project who we are. So we are celebrating every drummers in the world using drums, using all the instruments to pass the message of peace to the world. So that is why we are here. If you see behind you, notice that everybody, we are trying to include everybody. That shows that we are one. We are working together to make sure there is peace in the country.
Among the crowd was Edith Chikwadorum, a spectator who not only watched but joined the performance. She shared how cultural displays like these help her let go of daily worries and reconnect with joy.
Oh my God, I've always had this love for cultural music. So it's a natural thing for me. I enjoyed myself. I'm glad I'm here. It makes me forget my worries. It reminds me of where I'm from. It gives me hope that Nigeria will be better.
With hands on drums and hearts in harmony, the Blackbones Theatre Kompany reminded everyone present that rhythm can heal, unite, and inspire, one beat at a time. As the beats echoed through Jabi Lake Mall, they carried more than sound. They carried a message. Let this celebration be a call to action, to drum louder for peace, to dance more often in unity, and to create spaces where rhythm becomes a language of kindness and connection. In a world that often feels divided, even a single beat can bring us back together. So much energy. It's amazing.
It's elevating.
You know something about energetic movements like that. Sometimes some of us, it might not always express like that, but inside I'm like this. I'm moving really.
Yeah, speaking of yourself, I'm very sure.
I
right?
moved through though. I moved through though. I did do a little bit of.
I'm not sure I saw you move.
I did. Did you see me, Gold?
We'll skip that.
But before we go further, I'd like to hear from you. You know, we are seeing what you guys are doing here. We are seeing the one that is open to us. Even before the program started, we talked about some things that people don't see. What leads to all of this?
Okay, what leads to this, I would say, is passion, talent, and love for what we do. Yeah, that's basically it.
That's actually very deep. Like seeing, you guys dancing, but I would actually love to know, because you guys did so much of dance that day, and for me now, right, to learn any dance move, I probably will use like hours. I really want to know, because literally just off my head now, I think you did about 10 moves, different cultural dances. How long did it take you to know all of these things and then remember it? How do you do it?
Well, like the popular saying, practice makes perfect. So that's basically it. It's not like it's a day thing. It's something that we've learned over the years. Like me, I've been with Blackbones since 2009.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah, so it's years of practice, of learning, relearning, and all that. So that's it, yeah.
That's actually very nice.
I think one thing I'd like to either debunk or correct is just like we see with other performers, let's say like comedians. You see a comedian cracking jokes on stage, and somebody will see them later, maybe trying to eat amala in some joints, and they will go them, do something funny, be funny.
Exactly.
Bro, I want to eat. What's wrong with you? So I'm wondering, what happens to you guys? You always look so happy, so excited, always up and about. How do you maintain that energy? Or is it once you hear action or go, and then it just comes out?
Okay, so that's the thing with us. There's no action. The action is life. Like, sometimes on the road, if I hear music, I can't help it. Either my head is moving or my leg, or I have to remind myself I'm outside. So there's no action. It's just a way of life for us. So it's something that comes naturally.
What that tells me is that someone can't come into what you do. Maybe they say, I want to make money here, or I don't really like it. I just want to do it for... You just have to have that natural passion in the first place.
Well, the thing is, with our own industry, there are people that do it for the money. Yes, definitely. There are people that just come, let me just learn it. Well, fake it till you make it. So maybe.
So that works, right?
That it worked for some people, but the thing is, they will not last.
Okay.
They won't stay for a long time. They'll just, once they achieve what they want to achieve, they leave. But for us, whether we achieve it or not, we just keep going. Whether there's money coming or not, we just keep going.
So
Whether
basically, it's the
there's
passion
For the
that
love
keeps
of
you
it.
going.
yeah, that's I say passion, excuse me, passion, love for what we do, and then the talent. That's what works for most of us. Yeah.
So for you now, like I want to ask, from childhood, have you been a dancer right from when you were a child?
I don't know, how do I put it? Well, my family, we have always loved music, dance. So I won't say, not like they gave birth to me and started dancing, no. Sometimes my mom, my dad would just play music and we'd just be in the sitting room dancing. So that was it. Then we go for birthdays, competitions, and then we'd win. So, but I never imagined that I would be doing this as a career in life. Never.
Wow.
So back to World Drummers Day, Joan. We saw you there twisting and turning and turning.
Joe was the highlight. People were asking us, is she part of you? I was like, yes. I had to claim her, yes. Honestly.
So you didn't expect that Huge Network was bringing the fire?
I did not.
And by Huge Network, I mean Joan and Paul now.
Paul was on fire. Yeah. Before he took the drums, I was seeing him. Was like, he wanted to go, but he was holding himself at a point. Just take, and then he was having fun. It was so nice for you guys to be part of it.
Let's hear from Joan, who is apparently now Blackbones Theatre.
Yes.
I remember. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
What happened that day? How'd you get into the groove?
Well, like I said, I came to cover the event, but at the end of the day, the event ended up covering me.
Yes.
So I was moved with everything I saw here, from the drumming to the dancing. I was just one side, observing. But there was one particular instrument that got me. I think it was the OP or something that I heard.
Oh, okay.
And as someone from the southeastern part of Nigeria, that particular instrument is a very strong one.
Exactly.
And when I heard it, I stood up. I was like, no, I don't think I can form a journalist anymore. Let me just do the whole thing. And then we moved from the Swange to the Ekombi to everything. I was like, oh my God, this is really, really lovely.
Well, it's really amazing because it just proves what they always say, that music needs no permission to enter your soul. Literally, once you hear music, you just tune in, and basically, the other lady wearing pink, Edith as well.
Yes.
She was also like that. I saw her movement. She was first far off, sitting down, watching from the world, and then she came closer, still sitting down, and then she came closer again. But for me, I think immediately I walked into that place and I began to hear the music. I used my ears to trace where they were, and already I was like, when is my turn? When is my turn?
I saw that.
I was always that. When am I coming on board? I think at the end I even dance as well. For me, music is one language that we all, and that's the first language I understood right from childhood. Right, we as children, parents singing for their children, to pacify the children, and all of that. So literally, that's the first language we're indoctrinated to, and so. I hear this language again. So bro, I'm there.
I think it's congrats to you guys. You were all the movers and shakers.
Exactly.
So for us, all we need to express our super dancing skills is to say a chair. Once we are seated,
chair dancers.
Everything
anywhere on the chair, I'm moving. I'm moving.
We're a special breed, but we're the best dancers.
Yes, you
here
are.
and here.
Yes.
But in any case, what was behind that was also commendable, promoting kindness, togetherness, and tolerance.
Also respect for people.
I think one of the things we saw there, it wasn't just even, at a point we saw different Nigerians from different backgrounds, east, west, south, north. But then we even started seeing foreigners, people who are not originally from the country, coming in and joining in, and it just exemplified the whole thing. And I think that's part of what we are doing here with Culture Cove is that, yes, we want to stop wars, conflict, we want to ensure development and all of that. But sometimes what really even leads people there is the fact that they can just be a part of culture, have fun, forget differences, and be there. Like they say, if music is good, even the music that is bad,
it appeals to some people.
Yes, it's going to appeal to people, and people are going to be able to connect. If we can't even talk.
The real question here is that, is there any music that is bad?
You see, we wouldn't want to ruffle feathers.
Because there's actually no bad music, actually.
Well, there are
Art is
actually,
subjective.
because music is a combination of pleasant sounds. So when the sound is not pleasant, it becomes noise.
Then it's
But
not music,
then,
exactly.
then the issue is the
That's my point.
pleasantness. Who defines pleasantness?
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. Pleasantness
because-
is in the ears of the beholder.
For instance, I'm not going to mention names, but there's a particular musician whose songs kind of sound like, you are scraping against some a bunch of jumbled sounds.
Wow.
And I listen to it and I'm like, what? And then when I turn, everybody's like, oh. So what's the pleasant is not pleasant, we don't really know. But for drumming, it goes far beyond that. We heard that some monkeys, macaques, which is a sneak preview of what's coming on later. So monkeys exhibit a dominance by drumming. We've heard of rodents communicating with each other by beating on the ground and stuff like that. And then we even have Paul and his culture. I mean, that day there was a particular one of your persons who, when he was about to start,
everybody
giving
literally
space.
Exactly.
And then it started, it was the talking drum.
Okay,
right?
talking drum, okay.
That particular one is Yailo. So like
Yes, Yailo.
so like it's
the mother of all drums. So,
that's the word. Yeah, like it's more like the mama will go on like the head of
queen
all
bee.
of the drums. Exactly, the queen bee of all of the drums.
Really?
And usually, traditionally,
How did you spot it? They
So
have a
what
specific.
makes her-
no, like exactly. They look how big it is, and
Yes.
also we have bells
Bells around it,
it.
yeah.
But there are
So
drums
then-
that are actually bigger than that. So is it really by the size or there's something else?
It's just what it is, who she is, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean,
So
actually,
Iya is
even in
mother
real
in Yoruba.
settings, we have moms who are very petite. but
Exactly,
they're
but
powerful.
they command a lot of things.
Very
So
well.
in Yoruba land, usually they are always like the family, the Ayan family, the Ayan Walis, all of that.
Yes.
They are the ones that would always drum and all of that. So right from when you're young, you have your own drum and you begin to drum, and all of these drums they speak. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. How do you hear the language of the drum?
How do I hear the language of the drum? Well, there's no particular structure or process to hearing the drum. I think it just speaks to you the way it speaks to you.
Now you're being very spiritual. Right?
It just makes you
Drums are also spiritual because we see them as being alive. Yes, because the drums are carved from wood. Wood
yes,
is a
it's
living
life,
thing.
yes.
So there's a spirit in it, there's a soul in it, there's a life in it. That's why it can speak to you. Dead things don't speak.
I hope we are not scared. I'm not scared. I promise I'm not scared.
Relax,
So that's
it's not so
it,
serious.
yes.
Like, all drums speak actually. Like even all the Western drum.
But your drums, they speak Yoruba, right?
No, that's the thing. It speaks all languages.
all languages exactly.
really?
That Iyailu, it can pronounce your name.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know what I imagine, because he talked about when children are born and they give them drums, and I'm just like, when a mom is like, go to your room or keep quiet, don't talk back to me. I'm like, okay, you don't have to talk. Okay. Mommy, this is, and like, don't when I said don't say it with your drum either, stuff like that. But I think it's interesting. It's a nice one. So drums do a lot of things, like I said, communication. Sometimes in ancient times it could be used to start war and all of that. And there's something else that drums do. We can use drum rolls to create anticipation that something is coming, which is what I'm about to do now. All right, our next segment is coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Keep watching. Please keep watching Culture Cove on Hued Network.
Welcome back. It's still Culture Cove right here on Hued Network. We have been here with Ugoji, and we've been talking about World Drummers Day. But now we're moving on to our next segment where we take a look at things around the arts, music, movies, fashion, all of that. And I guess we have something special in store for you today. Paul, what do we have?
So I'm taking you on a trip to South America, specifically in Brazil, where Rio Carnival always holds every year, some days or some weeks before Lent. and it's always a very colorful one, very amazing, full with a lot of drums, a lot of dance. And when I mean like drums, like drummers, a lot of them, and it's usually held in the samba drum. And it kicks off with the mayor of the mayor of the city being handed over the key, and then from there, all of the samba schools begin to show off their presentations, and it's always very amazing. Have a lot of stars from all over the world. I mean, this is Sabrina Sato, a journalist right there in Brazil, and that's she dancing the samba dance right there. So it's usually full of colors. And the interesting thing for me is that it's not just about just dancing and all of that. You represent your culture, what you guys do. It promotes peace, basically, and all of that. And also people learn from each other's traditions and also culture. So it promotes so much of diversity. And amazingly, all of these things don't just go for free like that. It's a competition. And they have about 10 categories where they are judged and 4 judges per category. So making 40 people total that are going to judge all of these things. They are judged based on their costumes, their performance, the song they sing, their dances. All of these, they are sculptures, like they are based, they are judged on everything. And
I think I can just see some Brazilian, what do they call the leaders of this samba?
The queen, basically, or the king.
I can see like this year we must carry
exactly. And you see,
if we don't go out and do your all, we must show them that we are here.
Yes.
I think you should be familiar with that, being a trip. You should
Yes.
never had competitions with other people like that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, for Blackbones, we don't really do competitions because we don't think culture is something you should compete for. Yes, so, but definitely there's competition everywhere. Sometimes we judge competitions. So definitely you will psych your people, see, this is our year, we have to win.
I mean, look at all these artists.
Wow.
I remember just a quick throwback. I remember when I was in my final year in school, we had a culture week, and I schooled in Benin. So there was the Yoruba culture, there was the Igbo culture, and then there was the Edo culture. So when one of the cultures came in, they had, another one came in, they had, so when it was time for, I was the king, obviously. So when it was my time, they started playing this mellow Benin song. We came out, I said, no, we're doing this again. Please, give us this one. And then, we entered and we did all of that. So I see that here. I mean, look at this guy right there. Look how energetic he is.
It's actually so much energy. And the interesting for me is that it has several African elements embedded inside. You see the cowries that we use here. You see people dressed in white, that we also worship here. We see there. You also see Shango as well with his axe and all of that. All of this in this particular year's own, and that was a Beja Flora that actually did that. And funny enough, this year also they won this year's. Exactly, nice. That's Abuja Flora, and also this is Edo Head, by the way. And also they also had a legend that's been with them for 50 years. For the last time it came out with them this particular year.
Farewell.
Exactly, more like a farewell, and then also won again. And it's just so amazing. That is and this is the sculpture of Shango there with his axes. You can see thunder there and all of that. It's just so amazing for me to see that how culture can be exported here and there.
What really captivated me or just really gets my attention is the costume. And, coming from the angle of fashion, it's really, really thrilling because how on earth this is like literally fabric. These are fabric.
Yeah, it's fabric, yes.
But it's looking like fire. Like I'm even scared of even putting my
hand.
I think it's going to burn me. It's so creative, it's so artistic, it's it's very loving to behold. And even the heads that they displayed and everything about it is just so very, very marvelous. If there's anything I can really call it, honestly. And then I saw Sabrina Sato. She literally represented us there, samba dance and all that. Because I know if Paul goes there, I don't know if he's really going to dance the way Sabrina Sato
actually got the drum again.
Well, you might be in the drum section anyway. But anyway, I'm so proud of Sabrina Sato. She really, really did this. And this is the point I say you as a journalist going to cover an event, but the event ended up covering you. And, you know, she really, really played her part well. And I'm so, so happy. I'm so proud. And for the Shongo, you know, carrying the whole Nigerian culture, putting it with the Brazilian culture and all that is very, very beautiful, honestly. And for the people that won, kudos to all of them. But for me, if I don't think I'll be able to judge this kind of thing because everybody is a winner in this
if
kind
you
of
actually see the because I saw the scoreboard, right? They literally just were above themselves by just
Few
points
points.
something, not just few points, like 0.1, 0.2, and that's how it just went down. But the thing is that so usually all of these samba schools have categories, they have divisions. So the high school division, right? If you are low, right, you get relegated to a lower division, and it goes like that. So if you are not careful, so it's not just about winning, it's about making sure that you are not the last. Because if you are the last,
you'll be relegated.
Exactly, you are being relegated.
I mean, that's giving me some kind of PTSD. I remember doing this job where we had good days and bad days, right? It was always worse when you have the bad day, when everyone is having
The
a
good day, exactly.
right?
Like,
because it's free
for
for
this
all.
one,
What happened to you?
there is no reason for it to be
But
bad.
what I'd like to know from you, Gold, is we actually have a version of this, if I understand, in Lagos or in Southwest, where we try to take from a Brazilian culture and a festival and all of that. But what do you think we need, or do we have anything close to this, or
In Nigeria?
what do we need, or how do you envision this becoming? Because we have some festivals that are separate. We have Ugoji Oba in the Southwest. We have Igwe Festival in Edo State, the biggest festival ever. You know about that one?
I don't know what you're saying. Why is it the biggest if you cannot know?
Like,
This is the biggest carnival in
have you
Nigeria.
heard of the
We
Yam Festival?
Wait, let me
Exactly.
Let me tell you something.
New Yam Festival,
Let me tell you
right?
something.
Yam Festival.
It's not a competition, right?
It is. Yeah, right. It is. Yeah.
They know.
Igwe Festival is the top. They know. We don't like to, you know.
Welcome to being dragged.
I'm going to drag you so much because you guys are not loud.
As Charlie Poppy will say on Beanie Boys, we know they too like show ourselves. It's not like we're not.
Well, literally, you guys are the loudest. You make so much noise.
Hold on. Now we go talk that one. Calm down. So go. All I want to know is, you know, you've gone around the world also performing in different places. Over here too. What do you think we need to get to this stage where we have this global festival, something that brings people in for culture and arts, because that's what we have. You know, it's going to be hard for us to bring you here for artificial intelligence.
Exactly.
But for culture, we have that in abundance. So what do you think what's the gap? She's saying a lot actually.
Exactly.
Honestly, it's a lot. I think we have tried to do this. Like we have Calabar Carnival, but
actually, it was popping.
I feel sad to say the carnival has really compared to when it started under Donald Duke's administration, because he had the vision from the Rio Carnival actually. So he tried to do it in Calabar, and for a couple of years while he was governor, it was big. It was really loud. It was a carnival that people were looking forward to. And they even had the international carnival in Calabar. Even people from Brazil, from Mexico, from different parts always come around to the Calabar Carnival. It was a lot. I went there last year. I've always looked forward to going to the carnival, but last year I went there. Well, I'll just say, it was still there, but it's not. Thank you. It wasn't giving the vibe of then. Then it was wonderful. Exactly. Watching it on TV, I'm like,
I want to be there.
I want to go. I can't just go because you need to get invited to go there.
Wow.
You can't, except you're living in Calabar or you can sponsor yourself. But to perform in it, you need to have been invited to be part of it. So I think. The issue we have is everybody wants to do it by themselves. But sometimes, especially when it comes to culture is a way of life of a people, not a way of life of a person. So if we can't do it as a people, well, it's sad to say it won't work. So I think that's the problem that we're having. Abuja also has a carnival. Funny enough, many people have forgotten it.
Interesting.
Abuja has a carnival exactly like this.
Wow.
They would invite all the 36 states.
Oh, you mean this Abuja that we're in
Exactly,
right now?
that's the thing. This
Wow.
Abuja, all 36 states, the state troops were invited. We had some embassies too that would bring their people all the way from their country to be a part of it. We have this the whole trailers, the decorations. It was a competition actually. I was part of it for a couple of years. Then the same thing of wanting to do it by yourself, not involving other people because you want to be the star, take the glory. Thank you, but. Well, you're not doing it for yourself in the end. Culture is not for a person, it's for a people. So that was what made it die. It's dead. Sorry to say that, but it's dead. So I think if we can bring back that idea of it is for the people, it is not for me. It's not for me to show that I can pull this. It's for us to come together to do it. We would have the best, because Nigeria has... In fact, we have the most culture in the world. Even nobody can argue that with us. We have how many tribes, how many ethnicities. Nobody can compare. If we want to do a carnival and bring all these tribes together, the whole world will shake. The whole world will want to be a part of it. But if we do it together as a people, not because maybe Paul wants to be, it is me that organized. Thank you, the Oba, you want to say it is the Edo people. No, but if we come together, the north, the south, the east, and the west, and say, let's do a combined festival. Honestly, it will be more than Festac.
You see, this is the beauty of Culture Cove. An idea has been planted. You just have to do it together. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Well, that's our round of this segment right now. We'll go on a break. When we return, we'll delve into our final segment of the day, where we take a look or we spotlight a certain culture or cultural practice, or how cultures relate to a specific aspect of life. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Keep watching. Please keep watching Culture Cove on Hued Network.
Welcome back, guys. It's still Culture Cove right here on Hued Network. Now we're delving into our final segment where we spotlight a culture, like I said, cultural practice, or how certain cultures interact with aspects of life. Joan, what special culture do you have for us today?
Okay, I have what we call the monkey buffet of Thailand. And buffet, whenever you hear buffet, we're talking about people that come together to enjoy themselves, eat and merry. But this time around, it's just for monkeys, And in Thailand, Lopburi, Thailand, they believe that monkeys have really, really tried in helping tourists, showing them love, showing them care. Whenever you go for tourism, the first animal you see or you are likely going to see are monkeys.
Wow.
So they are just everywhere to welcome you and all that. So in order to show appreciation to these monkeys, tell them how much we value them and we appreciate them and we cherish them, is by setting a buffet, in Thailand. And there's a temple called the Kuma Temple at Lopburi. Lopburi is actually called the City of Monkeys. Wow. And exactly, this is
so now they're the ones that own the place.
So how it happens is they set a big table, a very big table. And on top of that table, we have sweets, we have candies, we have food, we have fruits. Anything edible is packed on that table, and the next thing, monkeys begin to troop in, and feast on it.
It's how they don't even need
this
official
particular
invitation.
this particular species.
I feel like you just know when something is meant for you.
you.
Exactly, and then you just sense that, oh, this is for me.
And then this species of monkeys are called the macaques, actually.
Okay.
And so these are exactly what you see on the screen right now. So they eat with so much joy, and these people that do this buffet for the monkeys, they believe that whenever they do this, they bring good luck to themselves, they bring prosperity. They believe that whenever this is being done, the monkey blesses them, one way or the other.
Wow.
And this is like a way of just giving back to them, telling them
That's not
they
proper
really...
table manners.
Who cares?
You see, your table manners are not their table manners.
Exactly.
Just so you know.
Well,
but
What is their city? So maybe this is the proper table manners.
Exactly.
That's what
So
it's
you should
all
learn
about.
from them actually. So in case you go there, so you eat like them as well. But you see, for me, this is also interesting to see how animals also can be part of people's culture. So for Lopburi now, the city of monkeys, it was first populated by so much of monkeys before human beings started getting there, and then they started cutting down trees and all of that. But then the monkeys didn't struggle with them. They welcomed them into the city, and they lived in harmony. And so it's
What did they want to do before? Anyway, it's cool.
Yes, so they can actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, I think for me, it's like a fine line between animal, respect for animals and culture combining together. And I think part of it also is that what they are thanking them for is attracting tourists.
Yeah.
It's interesting because monkeys can be very annoying to me, but they're able to get they're interesting also.
The good thing, exactly, I was going there that as annoying as they are, they're also so loving as
They
well.
actually are.
I remember growing up, right, on my way to school, there's always this monkey on this particular fence. And literally, I'll just wave at the little child to it. And then at the point, after waving for like 2 weeks or thereabout, I didn't wave back. Anytime I wave, it wave back at me, and that was just. And then the day that I didn't see the monkey there, I was asking what happened to the monkey, and they said that he attacked somebody, so they had to take the so literally, so that's
Maybe
how
the person
The
that
person did not wave.
Yes.
So, Go. What do you think about this?
Well, it's fascinating. Honestly, it is. And then the fact that the people could recognize the need to do this for the monkeys, it's really amazing.
Like,
honestly.
people dress as monkeys as well for this event, have the monkey dance and all of that.
Wow.
Exactly. So it's always it's a big event as well, just like what we're having now. What's it called? Rio.
Okay, so I actually have some tweets, like just a tweet for you guys. And this particular tweet is coming from someone who is well known, in the environmental sanitation issue. So let's have that on the screen. Exactly. So this is from Dr. Abdul Kweyom, and he says, "This seems romantic and may be fine. Please do not feed monkeys with bread, pizzas, and other typical urban foods. Let's not change their wild instincts and food habits. It's one of the major reasons of invading urban spaces by the monkeys."
True.
So, what he's saying is we shouldn't change their meal, their kind of diet. They are wild, so they should just focus on that, because imagine you gave a monkey sweets and the sweet is not on the tree. And when he looks at your house, that's where he's going to get that sweet. So
That's true.
that's the invasion we are talking about.
Yeah.
Monkeys invading your house.
And I think part of it was also him. I believe the particular video he was responding to was maybe like people trying to be a part of that culture. So the table is set at a specific location, and monkeys are meant to go there. But other tourists feel like, let me participate. Let me also feed some monkeys. I end up giving them things that they will now acquire as a taste. It's just like human beings, when you get small money, you buy shawarma, and then shawarma becomes your thing, and all of that, and then you always crave for shawarma. Yes, you now have a craving for it. So when you look around, and this tree only has banana. There's no shawarma. You have to go and find the shawarma. Yes. So I think that's part of what they're trying to kick against. And I think why I like it is that there's something, we've always said about how, like you said it also, culture is for the people. The people don't necessarily have to warp themselves too much for culture. They find a middle ground. So we say, okay, we are feeding them, but it doesn't mean that we have to now do whatever and allow anything happen. There should also be sustainability issues, development and all of that. Let's not get carried away. So I think it's an interesting one, and kudos to those monkeys. They are special citizens there, And you know, some persons, some human beings are not getting that treatment.
Exactly. Like
especially
I remember watching a movie that was shot in Thailand, and usually in all of the cut scenes, you always see monkeys here and there. So it was just so loving for me. And there's this park in Lagos that usually, if you are going there, you're always advised that you keep your things and if you are bringing any food, ensure that you protect your food very well. Because if you should leave your food, like it's more like if you should turn your face like this just a bit, exactly, they are coming to take you. Exactly. So, and that's what Dr. Koyim right there is trying to prevent, talking about. Just train them with the food that they can get normally, like the fruits that grow naturally. If you are introducing them to all of these things, man, they are causing trouble. One day you just see a monkey in your house and it's asking for the pizza you're about to
it's asking. Sometimes they will just seize a property of yours and then wait for you to give them that thing. So by the time you give them the candy, they give you back your phone or they give you back your whatever that they seize from you.
And they're as wise as human beings actually. If they know that the
why does human beings care?
They are okay, not so much, but like they also have that kind of instinct where they understand that this is your delivery guy that brings pizza to you. So every time they see him coming, pizza is already around. So basically, they know already that exactly. Or they can even steal it from the guy before coming to you.
Attack the pizza
exactly.
So let's help the monkeys to help ourselves.
Right.
Let's do well.
That's the message.
Yeah. So that's how we round off the program for today. But that's not the end. We have just one more thing. Let's take a look at a wise saying for the day. We'll round off with this one. And when we take a look, we'll get to break down and see how each of us interprets this very saying, usually from around us here locally, pidgin English wise sayings. They're usually some of the best, actually. Let's take a look at the one we have for today. Okay, well, that I don't know, Gold. Can you take that for us there?
Interesting. Okay, so it says, because native doctor travel go London, no means say the gods could they speak English.
Bam, exactly. You don't drop this one.
Can we hear from you, Gold? What do you think about that?
I'm trying to remember. There's this line in the late Sounds of Town song. Ajodabile. No matter where you go, make you no forget area. So I think that's what he's trying to say, that whether you soldier go, soldier come, barracks still remain. So no matter where you go to, it doesn't mean you should forget where you're coming from. And even if you want to carry something from there, know that it's from there, it's not here. So always remember home. Exactly. I think that's how I would interpret it.
So Paul, what do you think?
So for me, it's outside just going and coming. It also talks about position as well. Probably you're about to take a new position, and then probably you're going from where your community is to somewhere different entirely. And then because you are now there, you now see your community people, you now forget them, that I don't know these people before, that kind of thing. It just talks about how we should always remember that we're actually coming from somewhere. Because again, positions are given to people and also taken from people. And one thing that will remain are those people that are left behind while going to take that position. So it's so important that you remember the son of who you are, basically.
John, what do you think?
I think they've both said my mind, you know. Just always remember, don't throw out or throw away what you have. You know, when a particular character has been given to you or bequeathed to you, when you move or you switch to another place, you shouldn't say because you have moved, you will now adopt that particular. It's just like, let me come from the angle of you were trained, you know, from when you were a child. I think one part of the Holy Book says, train a child in the way he should go, and when he grows, he will not depart from it. So when you've been given a particular good character and you find yourself in the midst of people that can literally corrupt that good character you have, it's saying that you shouldn't. I come from the angle of do not adopt that particular one. Just stay where you are, because that particular good character you have actually pays.
Indeed. Gold already mentioned the part about maybe traveling, Jackpot, and coming back and all that. Who has talked about positions? We've talked about the things you learn, and I think it's all part of it. And part of this also refers to learning and not learning things that. Like, for instance, when we were talking about culture before, I believe that there are things that sometimes need to change. There are some cultures, not all cultures are amazing. Otherwise, we won't be having twins and some other things,
Exactly.
So there are some cultures that need to go. And there are things that, if it's not broken, you don't need to fix it, So, I mean, for instance, if you've been staying abroad or you've been hanging out with some people and they tell you that you hold the fork with your right hand and all that, it's cool, use that, do that. But when you want to eat pounded yam, go and wash your hands and dig in. You don't need to do that.
Right now, I feel like I'm being dragged.
You don't need to do that. I had no idea we had one of them among us.
But so for me, it's just how I grew up. Funny enough, I'd never.
So for you, your gods use
cutlery.
I
always one of my aunts then taught me that you use cutlery to eat and all of that. And then since then, while I was probably 500 about.
I don't think your ancestors are really pleased with that.
I can say that.
Food is also a part of culture.
Exactly.
But anyway,
very important part.
You do you.
Thank you.
But when you come back and you are with the council of elders, you are going to keep that fork. We don't want to see that.
When I travel down to the village, right, and it's time to. I always would try to avoid eating in public where everybody is, and then I'm forced to do that. It's always a mess. When his small child is eating.
I'm trying to imagine it.
Exactly. It's always a mess. So and then it was why are you eating? So I try not to. Most of the time, so I won't even eat outside. I'll just face and watch everybody drink water or take drinks and all of that, so that I don't get dragged.
Just respect yourself.
Exactly.
It's fine. But anyway, that's how we end the program for today. It's been a fun one. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I actually love that God drops one of this wise saying for us. Anyone in Pidgin.
In Pidgin?
Yes.
Who doesn't seem like someone who speaks Pidgin regularly?
The way she read it, I don't think.
Exactly.
I do.
Speak Pidgin.
Oh, God. Where are they when you need them?
Anyway, should I help you with one?
Please help me.
Food No, I have one. This one is more like an urban one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agenda na orphan. Anybody fit adopt them.
Wow,
So let's just end it there. Thanks so much. Joan Eze, thanks so much. Paul Oladipupo.
Thanks for having me.
I will say the Obakian for you now. Obakian. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us. See you next time. Culture Cove comes to you every Saturday morning. See you once again where we get to preserve culture, have fun, and just, preserve the arts and promote them along the way. Don't go anywhere, or you can go anywhere. You can go somewhere now.
Come back.
Or come back. Bye for now.
Bye guys.